not anybody's buddy down there. I mean, most of the people down there don't like me because I call them on the carpet.
Well, it seems to me from the paper, your chief is getting a golden parachute out of the police force there. He's getting to retire. He should be fired and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law is what should happen. See, so I don't know how he wouldn't think that I mean, he may not like you, but you certainly aren't, his political adversary, because, I mean, obviously you're giving him everything he wants. He's going to get off the clean record. There you go.
Yeah, the council as a whole gives, I can't give personally to anybody anything. The council as a whole, there's 8 people, 5 people of the council as a whole. A lot of times it's 5 to 3, and I'm one of the 3.
Well, the thing is, just like you told me, you could call up the newspaper, you could call up the Attorney General's office, you could call the FBI, because that actually is your job. So you could expose what's going on, but see, you want me to do your job, just like I said before. So that's the thing,
I don't represent you. I represent several thousand people in my ward.
Well, actually...
And then the city as a whole. I mean, if you're trying to get something criminal out of the city here, I suspect you should do what you got to do to get that done. And if you're asking me, it's way in the bottom of my list.
Well...
Hey, Terry Evers, Ron Christianson calling you back. It's Wednesday, after 1.
Hello, this is Terry Nemers.
Terry, Ron Christianson calling.
Yeah.
You left a message on my recorder, I don't know, last weekend or something about... I'm on the city council in Willmar.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday, actually.
Actually, 2 days ago. But anyway...
Whatever.
What's your side of the story? What's cooking?
Well, my side of the story is your chief of police and your city council, or your city administrator and lawyers are illegally withholding public information from me, for one thing. And I've had information from 2006 that was never given to me in my trumped-up case way back when I was, run through the system down there and had my face shoved in the paper numerous times because I was fighting back against injustice. So that is the crux of the matter. Obviously it's a lawless town down there. I mean, that's pretty obvious. You got a criminal for a county attorney, and you got a criminal for a sheriff, and your chief of police is nothing but a criminal. So, I mean,
where are you located?
I'm located in Glenwood, Minnesota.
Okay, I didn't recognize the number. So, I understand the beef. And you're still not getting information requested. Is that what the deal is?
Well, yeah, it's wasting my time, insulting my intelligence, wasting public resources, trying to pretend like I don't know what I'm talking about. I put in data requests from one end of the state to the other. I communicate with lawyers and public information officers from police departments, so I know what I can ask for and I know what I can't get. So the thing is...
Are you an attorney then, or?
What's that?
Are you an attorney?
I'm a highly intelligent individual. That is what a malicious competency evaluation resulted from. The conclusion was when I was shoved down to Kandiyohi County, after I brought up local corruption here in Polk County. So, I mean, the thing is, I'm not an idiot. I'm not stupid. I'm not crazy. I'm some guy who refuses to quit because, your county came up here and broke into my home in 2006 or 2007 without a warrant. See, and they covered that all up. So obviously,
I never knew anything about that. I've never heard.
Well,
never heard your name. I mean, I just.
Well.
So you can't get the information, and I mean, legally, what can you do to get it? I mean, if it's supposed to be public information, I suspect you'd be able to get it. I mean,
well, it's a criminal act to illegally withhold it, which is why I filed the complaint. You need to speak with your staff. You have control over them. I don't. Obviously,
we got a generic letter from staff. 1 page long, stating da 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 da. I mean, they say they've done their homework, but I mean, I don't know your side of the story. I mean, all I know is what they're telling me. Well,
of course they're going to lie to you. I mean, they're trained professional liars. The thing is, I've spoken to the Attorney General's office. They say I know what I'm talking about. I've talked to the FBI. They say I know what I'm talking about. Again, I put in data requests from one end of the state to the other. So everything that you have there that I've requested, I can have. Plus, you know, it was illegally withheld from me back in that trumped-up trial in 2006, which I have a long conversation with your chief of police. See? So the thing is, you know, and I've spoken with Shane Baker, that criminal you call a county attorney too. He told me to put in a data request. Well, why would I put in a data request when you illegally withheld it from me in my trumped-up trial? You know, I have a document signed by your judge now, Jenna Fisher, saying that the charges were a bunch of shit. See? And she wasn't going to report the judicial misconduct herself.
So where do you go from here? I mean, you put a complaint in to the city council, these people's boss, basically.
Right.
Where do you go from here? What are you expecting us to do? I mean,
well, I expect you to cover this up and do nothing, and I expect that I don't get my data, so I'm going to go around educating the public that it's just a lawless town down there. See, that's real simple. I caught your newspaper in the courthouse illegally filming, which of course they denied, but it's all on the internet. See? And your sheriff...
You're not familiar with me, just like I'm not familiar with you.
Well, the thing is, you're saying, well, what am I going to do? All that matters is what you do, see? I know I've had personal experience with your city. I've had personal experience with your county, so I know this is going to be a cover-up. See? That's why you're asking me, you know, what am I going to do? No, what are you going to do? Are you going to have some outside agency come in and investigate this criminal activity? Because that is what your responsibility is. See? Because you have corrupt local officials feeling that they can just do whatever they want. They don't have to follow the law. They make up baloney, you know, a bunch of garbage and hand their one-page piece of paper saying, well, our criminal acts are completely legal. See? You need to get an outside agency to review it. See? Like the BCA or an outside attorney's office that's nowhere near connected to your operation down there. You're getting this this incestuous message, you know. Obviously they're going to tell you what you want to hear, you know, that they're obviously doing everything right because the city of Willmar never does anything wrong. In fact, that is one of the data requests that I requested, is that that 16-year-old, 17-year-old girl, you know, charged with felony charges, which were eventually dropped because the city trumped up some charges against her and manufactured some fraudulent bill. Because how else would the case be dismissed? See? So that's your city prosecutor there. That's your chief of police there. See? So
must have been, who prosecuted that, city or the county?
Well, I'd say it would be the county, seeing so it's a felony charge.
Okay, well, the county's got their own county commissioners, and I'm assuming you sent that thing to them also.
Well, the thing is, it was your police who arrested her, all right?
Yeah.
So what they do is, you know, it's a little, well, it's not our jurisdiction thing. Even though your police are in the sheriff's department, they're, you know, a walk away from each other, it's just such an impossibility to get this data from the other person. Oh, I can't transfer it to that other person. It's just so impossible. My legs hurt so bad. I can't hit that little send button on my computer. I can't pick up the phone and ask him to send it. See? So, you know, it's always, you know, we can't do this, and it's excuse after excuse after excuse, you know, lame crap excuses. See? So again, that's how the city of Willmar and the county of Kandiyohi wins their court cases. They just illegally withhold information. You know, I'm proof of it. See, in my case. So, and obviously it's because I contacted that 16-year-old, 17-year-old's relatives and told them to get a counter bill. That's why that case was dropped. See? And this, I can't remember what the other guy's name was, the minority guy that got, you know, they're claiming civil rights violations. See, that's why I'm not getting that, because I know for sure that the minority population of Willmar is the majority population in the Kandiyohi County Jail. See? So that's the real reasons why I'm not getting this information. See, I'm a highly intelligent individual who knows what the law is, who can recognize corrupt local officials and can call them on it, and who refuses to be pushed around. See, that's real simple. So
what's your interest in these particular cases? And what are you trying to just uncover some corruption here, or?
Well, I already know about the corruption. I mean, all you have to do is listen to your.
Can't you go to a KSTP or a WCCO or have their I-teams come down here and investigate this? There's also one out of St. Cloud. They've called me a couple times. I've probably been in the newspaper many more times than you have, because they call me corrupt in Willmar also.
Yeah.
City council, I'm getting bashed by the newspaper constantly and by local businessmen, and because I stick up for what I know is right.
Well,
I've been in the paper many times, and they take the worst picture of me, they throw it in their editorials. It's just ridiculous.
Have you ever spent time in jail?
So I'm not afraid of the truth.
Well, have you ever spent time in jail for sticking up for the truth? I have, in your county. See, so that's reality. But so you're a politician. You're a public servant. So I mean, I would expect that you would be in the jail. You would be in the newspaper. See, but again. So that's the thing.
50 times more than anybody else here. Put it that way.
Well, that's
anyway. What's your take on this? What are you trying to accomplish?
Well, what am well, obviously, I'm trying to get some justice here. I want my data that was illegally withheld from me from 2006, and I want the data that's illegally withheld from me now. See, so that's real simple.
Can't you get this from the state attorney's office? Can't you have you called them and said, hey,
okay,
okay. I mean, there's always a higher. Office you can go to put some pressure on them.
See, this is the problem. You want me to do your job. It's not my job to do your job. You have a complaint, you act on it or not. If you act on it and cover this all up, I'm going to expose it. If you ignore it, I'm going to expose it. See? So stop asking me what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
See?
Well,
I will do what.
Yours isn't the only issue on my plate as far as the city of Willmar. I mean, we got a list, and I have to prioritize them. And
well, this is criminal activity.
I got 100 other things ahead of your complaint. I mean, if you expect me to go ahead and try to handle this, I'll talk about it with staff. But I'm not gonna.
Well, this is
my days and time handling this. I already spend 20 hours a week on city stuff, and it's just ridiculous.
Well, this is a public safety issue because it's a criminal issue. See, I'm sure your others are budgets. That's not a criminal issue. This is a criminal issue. See, local corruption is a criminal issue. So obviously you're having a hard time understanding that little simple fact there. See, so this should be the highest priority you have. But obviously you don't want it to be because you're buddies with the chief, you're buddies with the county attorney, buddies with all these other people there. So, I mean, the last thing you want to do
How do you know I'm buddies with these people? I'm on the outs with the chief. I'm the chairman of the Public Works Public Safety Committee, and he don't like me.
Well,
I'm not anybody's buddy down there. I mean, most of the people down there don't like me because I call them on the carpet.
Well, it seems to me from the paper, your chief is getting a golden parachute out of the police force there. He's getting to retire. He should be fired and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law is what should happen. See, so I don't know how he wouldn't think that I mean, he may not like you, but you certainly aren't, his political adversary, because, I mean, obviously you're giving him everything he wants. He's going to get off with a clean record. There you go.
Yeah, the council as a whole gives. I can't give personally to anybody anything. The council as a whole, there's 8 people, 5 people of the council as a whole. A lot of times it's 5 to 3, and I'm one of the 3.
Well, the thing is, just like you told me, you could call up the newspaper, you could call up the Attorney General's office, you could call the FBI, because that actually is your job. So you could expose what's going on, but see, you want me to do your job, just like I said before. So that's the thing,
I don't represent you. I represent several thousand people in my ward.
Well, actually...
And then the city as a whole. I mean, if you're trying to get something criminal out of the city here, I suspect you should do what you got to do to get that done. And if you're asking me, it's way in the bottom of my list.
Well, the thing is, as soon as I submitted a data request, you did represent me because it's your job to make sure I get that data. See, that's real simple. That's part of your job description. And if your chief of police and your city administrator aren't doing their job, then it's your job to make sure that they do their job. And if they're involved in criminal activity, then it's your job to make sure that they are investigated. See, that's real simple. I think, you know, you should have learned that in civics.
Well, it's been good talking to you. I wanted to hear your side of the story, and appreciate you listening and talking.
Okay, thank you for the call.
Bye, Terry.
Bye now.